We turn now to Dr. Jen, and we're looking at a medical topic that's on your mind. The question is, are there benefits to going gluten-free even if I don't have a gluten sensitivity?
Great question. Yeah, it is a great question. And I actually speak to a lot of people who try this themselves because they're having a variety of GI issues, bloating, generally maybe some issues with their weight. And they'll say, I'm going gluten-free. And my first question to them is, have you been actually formally tested and officially diagnosed with a gluten allergy? Many people have not. However, when they cut gluten from their diet, and I mean just moderately with like avoiding things that are obviously contain gluten, anything with wheat, bread, things like that, most people feel better. Why? Because again, the carbohydrates, the sugar, they tend to feel less bloated. They tend to lose weight. That's very, very different than someone with a true gluten allergy that literally can't have it in their cosmetic products, in soy sauce, in anything. So I think there's a spectrum to this, but it is it's a popular trend that for people doing or trying elimination diets to get their gluten out of it and see how they feel. Most people tend to feel better.
And it doesn't hurt to get tested.
It doesn't hurt to get tested, and it doesn't hurt to try to minimize gluten in your diet for any reason, but to do that curious experiment with yourself and your eating. I'm always in support of that.
But no foods are bad. In moderation.
In moderation. I don't think she's going to answer that. That's the doctor right there. What's your prescription for wellness?
It has to do with endometriosis. This is a very common condition that affects anywhere from 10 to 15 or more % of reproductive age women. It can be very debilitating. Chronic pain. It's where the lining of the endometrium or uterus gets spread throughout the internal pelvic cavity and can implant on bowel and bladder. It's very hard to make a diagnosis. Usually we make that with surgery, but in terms of treatments, if you have received a diagnosis for endometriosis, it runs the gamut. You can go for over-the-counter pain relievers, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, depending on your level of pain and how severe it is. Hormonal therapy has been traditionally the mainstay, and then surgical options, conservative surgery or hysterectomy. You have to remove the ovaries if you're going to treat endometriosis, and removing the uterus may or may not completely resolve the pain. So this is something you really want to speak to a gynecologist about.
All right, doctor, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, you can send them to us here at ABC GMA3.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.